Turn the pages, let the darkness bleed. Words ignite everything I need. Tear through silence, break the seams. Books are the fire, fueling my dreams.
Good evening, everyone. Not that I can see you, but it's nice to see you all here. I want these evenings to be a little bit more relaxed than ones I've done before. So if you would like to put your cameras on or your microphones, please feel free. Not a problem at all. I've got over 40 books to talk to you about tonight. I'm aiming at about an hour, but if we go over, can't really do an awful lot about that. But I have got some ace books to talk to you about tonight, and very different ones. Right, and we will get started. Now, I'm going to try and leave a little bit of time at the end as well for you to tell me what you've been reading, because I'm interested in that as well. I want to know what everybody else is reading and get some recommendations. So let's get started because got a lot to get through. Here we go. Right, let's come up to our first, and let's hope the tech works for me tonight. I think it should. There we go. Right, this one, these are not ones I've read, actually. I had an email today from Carol Webb, who was going to be coming and is definitely coming to the next one, but she was desperate to recommend these books to everyone. And one's called Belonging and one's called Diaries of War. And she said they're absolutely brilliant for education and philosophy. They're very philosophical in nature, apparently, and they are good for politics and history. But I know Carol's going to come along to the next Lit Link Up, so hopefully she'll be able to tell us more about them then, because I hadn't actually heard of these, so I was really pleased to see that. Right, so let's kick off with the picture books. And wow, have I got some fab picture books this time. This one is, yes, it's for younger children. It's a board book, but what I loved about it is it's a board book that's for teaching young children sign language. So although it is a board book, I think it'd work really well with any primary age kids, actually. And it's got some lovely bright illustrations and it teaches them several different signs through it. Very unusual, and I thought it was great. This book is going to wear me out next week, guys. I've got my 4-year-old granddaughter over the half-term holiday. And this one has lots and lots of actions that you have to stomp and you have to pretend to be various animals and you have to move around the room. What's the betting? I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be doing it a lot. I know I am. But it's great fun and I think she's actually going to love it. Oh, guys. If I could only choose one picture book that I've read this year that's above any others, it would be this one. And I don't say that lightly. Bear Shaped Hole, there was a previous book by John Doherty that was on a similar theme, and it's about loss, it's about grief, and it's about poor Gerda has her friend who is sadly dying, and he lets her know that he's very ill and he's not going to get better. It is, well, it'll make you cry, put it that way, because it made me absolutely sob, but absolutely sublime. Beautiful book, and I'm going to end up buying it for lots of people. Yeah, Carrie saying in the chat that it made her cry lots, so I'm not the only one. Okay, there's Olivia. Once Upon a Journey. Who doesn't love a Nick Butterworth? Come on. I don't mind saying, when this came through my door, I did actually have a little squee because I was very excited because I love Nick Butterworth. I've always loved the Percy the Park Keeper ones. And this is a totally new adventure for Percy. It's got quite a lot of text in it, actually, unusually for a picture book. So it's quite a long read. It's a great one to read aloud with slightly older kids, I'd say. Apparently, yeah, Percy the Park Keeper has been around for over 30 years. Not that that's making me feel old at all, guys. Some of you may know the reason why Lit Link Up is tonight and not next Friday is because next Friday's my little birthday. It's only little. I'm only 60. It's no big deal, honest. So, yeah, the fact that Percy the Park Keeper's 30 made me feel rather old. I'm Going to Make a Friend is lovely. It's by Darren Chetty, and it's all about moving to new neighbourhoods. It's about making new friends, and it's about understanding others and great for empathy. Really good for Empathy Day coming up and Empathy Festival, which is coming up, isn't it? This one's very funny. Poor Maddie. It's the middle of the night and she can't sleep. She just can't sleep. So she goes off to her house, very lucky to have a house in the woods, Maudie, and she goes off to have a sleep in her house in the woods. But unfortunately, there are lots of other animals there that will not allow her to go to sleep. And she spends the whole night tricking them to try and get her to let her go to sleep, which she still does. Oh, Olivia, I love you. Still not looking a day over 25. I know that's pushing it a bit, guys, but it's fine, Olivia. Thank you very much for that. And Jane's bought 3 copies of the new Nick Butterworth already for all the children, of course. It is beautiful. It's absolutely lovely. This one's a good one for slightly older kids again. This is Wave Warrior in the Reef Rescue. It's based on the Rainbow Warrior Greenpeace ship. And it's an ecological adventure. But I just love the humour in it, you know, because they are fighting against an enemy called Codzilla. Oh, come on. How can you not laugh at that? You know, kids won't know what the heck it's meant to be about, but I thought it was funny anyway. Letters to a Monster is a classic picture book, and it's great. It's just so funny. It's told in the way of letters, going from the young protagonist Sophie to a monster that she thinks is living under her bed. Actually, he's not. He's away somewhere. He's not there at the minute. But you get all these letters going back and forth from the two of them. And of course, in the end, we realise that the monster isn't that scary at all, really. It's quite a nice, friendly monster. Tractor Has a Wobbly Wheel. Now, this is going to be another one that I know I'm going to read and read and read next week. It reminded me very much of the Wonky Donkey. So those of you that have got kids or grandchildren, you will know how annoying that flipping book is. You know, you might love the Wonky Donkey. It drives me up the flipping wall. But this is very much the same. You've got lots of repetition in it. It's rhyming text. It's got a big tractor. And it was just the same sort of feel as the Wonky Donkey. It's very fun, and I think they're going to really love it. I can't believe that, Julie. Julie can't have been there a few years yet. No, definitely not. I think we all ought to start answering to 50. We'll start going backwards now. That'll do it for me. This one, I've been sending it to review for the SLA, and I've got a funny feeling I might have reviewed it last year, but I thought I'd put it in anyway. I've had a bit of a weird 6 weeks for an arachnophobe. There's another spider one coming up. It's not anywhere near as charming as this one. This one's about a lonely lady who decides she wants a pet, and she decides she wants a kitten. And she finds a big hairy spider. And she's wearing glasses, and she obviously can't see that very well because she thinks the spider is a kitten. Yeah, okay. By the end of it, we realise that actually she always knew he was a spider and she loved him as he is, but she thought he was having fun being a kitten. So there you go. It's a bit off the wall, a bit strange, but it's good fun. Quite cute. This I only got today. I only got this today and I had to put it in. Here it is. Look at the beauty of it. Look at that iridescent cover. It's so lovely. This is about Devin, who is getting ready for his grandpa's big birthday, and he just does not know what he wants to wear because everybody else is looking marvellous and he's not. And then he sees one of his sister's skirts bed, and it's all flouncy and blue, and believe me, I'd want to put it on as well. So in the end, he decides to put this skirt on, but he puts a tracksuit over the top. And then he gets very hot, takes it off, and his grandpa's reaction is just amazing because there is no reaction. There is no reaction. All his granddad does is gets up and dances with him and tells him what a good dancer it is. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. This is the new one from Kes Gray of Oi Dog, Oi Frog, and Oi Everything Else. Great fun. There are holes that go through the book as well. That's always a winner, I think, with young kids. And this is about a mouse that can't stop eating. And in fact, when you see some of the things he eats, it's not really within the realms of possibility, guys. But having said that, it's very funny. Kes Gray's books are always very funny. The Ocean's Heartbeat, again, is a bit of a longer one. So I'd say for older children. And it's an ecological story, and it's all about all about the creatures that they meet in the sea, in the ocean, and all about different animals' hearts. Now, I found it really interesting because at the end, there's a few pages that give you a bit of information about different animals and the different hearts they have, which I didn't know at all. So there we go. This again only came today. Pride. We are, of course, coming up to Pride Month in June, and I've got several great books for you to look out for Pride. This one is it's a story, but there's a lot of information in it as well. And it's all about a young boy who's gearing up for his first Pride, and doesn't know what he's going to wear or what's going to happen or what it's going to be like. But what I like about this one as well is there's lots about the history of Pride. It's about how Pride started. There are pages in the back with facts in, and there are also a couple of craft pages in the back, which if anybody knows me, that's always a winner for me. If it's got crafts, I love it. There we go. Moving on to the factual books. This book is stunning. It's a huge book. If I could see it amongst the piles in my office, I'd show you, but unfortunately, I don't know where it's gone. This one is beautifully illustrated. It is all about... No, I have got it, guys. Look at that. I'm better organised than I thought I was. There we are. That's how huge it is. Great big book. Beautiful illustrations, stunning illustrations, packed full of facts and interesting to jump in and out of. You wouldn't have to read all at the same time. You could go in and out of it. Again, Volcano, this is lovely. It's got a nice shiny cover. You might have gathered I quite like shiny things. My husband tends to call me Magpie, because he says I like anything that shines or glitters. And there's a few of you in this audience that will be nodding very much so now, because, yeah, I do like a few glittery bits. And this one's got a beautiful front cover. Lots of facts. The illustrations are to die for, and they're huge double-page illustrations. Absolutely beautiful. This is one that defies categorization, really. It's about whales, and I mean, anything by Nicola Davis is always good, and I think it's well known Nicola Davis's love for nature and for animals, but apparently I didn't know that her favorite animals are whales, and she absolutely loves whales. And this book tells you about how she first came to learn more about whales, how she first developed a love for them. But then there's also lots of poems in there as well. There's some gorgeous pictures. This is one that I think would be a one to treasure, one to keep and to go back and revisit many times, because it is absolutely gorgeous, this one. Okay, so... animal partnerships, quite a few different nature ones recently. Animal partnerships, this is really interesting because it tells you about pairs of different species of animals and how they help each other out. Some of which I'd heard of, yep, some of which I'd seen, not all of them, which I found that was really, really interesting. I think when I was a kid, and when I was a kid, I was mad on wildlife books. I'd have just eaten this up. I'd have absolutely loved it. Again, lots of lovely illustrations and a nice big format book. Owning it. I'm going to admit, I've not read all of this. I've not had the chance. I've dipped in and out and I've read different stories. This is, say stories, it's life stories. It's factual stories that have been written by kids about their own life experiences. Now, that's not to say it's not funny, because some of them that I've read have been very funny and I found it very amusing reading them, but it's very touching in places as well. So I think, so I'm getting a little bit of sound disturbance, guys, so I'm just going to switch a few microphones off. Apologies, I will switch them back on later, but I'm just getting a bit of feedback there. Right, okay, so yes, a good one again to be dipped in and out of. You don't have to read it all at the same time, but a brilliant Own Voices publication, definitely. And think giveaways, people, because I've got that one on the side ready to go out to a school. Personally, I love poetry, always have done. And Donna Ashworth is actually one of my favourite poets, and her poems for grown-ups have helped me through a few difficult times, and I think her poems are incredibly sensitive and incredibly empathetic. This is her first poetry collection for children, and again, it's a lovely big gift book, and it's got many poems about nature and play and friendships, all the things that young children are interested in. It would make a beautiful gift. Absolutely stunning. Right, this one's a Michael Rosen new poetry anthology. And why I'm smiling is because there's a poem in this that is 8 pages long, and it's about the day in the life of a cat. And it just made me laugh so much, because even just reading it, it reminded me of my Aussie, who may well put in an appearance at some point tonight, because it is just so typical of the way that cats wrap us all round their little paws and get us to do exactly what we want them to do. And my Aussie certainly is at the moment. At the moment, he's decided he doesn't like any of the food I've got in the house and he don't want to eat, but there you go. As they do. As we know they do. But the illustrations by Ed Veer are very funny as well, and they certainly add a lot to it. Okay. I can't rhapsodize enough about this book, people. I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to say it lightly. You need this book. This I've had since Christmas, and I've been desperate to share it with everybody, but it wasn't out until recently. It is, there it is, here we are, A Year of Pride and Joy. And it's got 52 LGBTQ plus people talking about what brings them joy. And I tell you what, if you're having a bad day, if you pick this up and just read a couple of them, you would be smiling within 5 minutes. It is wonderful. I absolutely adore it. It's from the joy of Eurovision to fantasy books, to experiments, to magic. You know, quite apart from anything else, I'm nosy. I love hearing about what other people like. So I enjoyed that anyway. But it's it's just such fun reading it, really is. The Joy of Fairies. There you go. There's a lady in here who loves fairies. No surprise that Julian Clary's talking about the joy of laughter, all sorts of things, crochet, you name it. It is just a thing of beauty. And no, that's not going as a giveaway, guys. It's staying with me because I love it so much. Sorry and all that. It's definitely a huggable book for me. This one I only got this week. Again, amazing. The Art of Drag. This is all about the history of drag. It's about the famous drag artists now. It's got amazing illustrations in it. Victoria, but the Year of Pride and Joy? No, I wouldn't say so. Victoria's asking what age it would be. I wouldn't say it's for younger children. In fact, I'd say this would go from at the youngest year 6, but I would say, yeah, more secondary. To be honest, I'd say more secondary for that one. And yeah, The Art of Drag again is beautifully produced. It's got lots of glimpses into the future of drag as well, with different personalities talking about what they think is going to come next. It's a big book somewhere, and beautifully pink edges. There we go. Look at that. I do love a sprayed edge. There we are. That's The Art of Drag. And again, really lovely one. I'll show you the inside so you can see a little bit more of what it's like. There we go. Stunning book. There we go. And we are on a theme here, guys. I did say, yeah, Olivia, you got to have a sprayed edge, haven't you? You know, my husband doesn't understand it because he takes me, he does, I say takes me into Waterstones. He doesn't really get a lot of choice, really. But he comes into Waterstones with me and I go round the Waterstones, bending down just to see if it's got a sprayed edge. Because if it's got a sprayed edge, it's got to come home with me. It's as simple as that. Don't think he really understands. But then I put up with his Lego habit. So there you go. It's fine. So this other one, Queer Heroes, which only came this afternoon. It's been a busy day, guys. I've got to tell you, I've been adding them. Queer Heroes has got 52, I think it is, of different LGBTQ heroes from past and present. Of course, I was won over by the fact that Freddie Mercury's on the front of it. Come on, any book with Freddie Mercury on the front's got to be good. But there are lots and lots and lots of people that I hadn't heard of that I was really interested to read about. So, yeah, that's a great one. And that's, yeah, secondary. Again, secondary. I will make sure I start saying that. So, let's see. Right, now, I'm not going to keep up with all these comments. Please do chat in the chat. I might not always keep up with it, but please do. You carry on chatting. Right, middle grade. Let me see, what have we read? Oh, it's Anna James, guys. Of course I was going to love it. I don't know if you've all read the Book Wanderers series yet. And if you haven't, why not? You need to. It is an amazing middle grade series and I absolutely love it. Anna is, of course, a former school librarian as well, you know. So we've got to back her up, haven't we? And I just love her writing. Alice with a Y is a riff on Alice in Wonderland, and she has captured the feel of Alice in Wonderland in the original perfectly. Absolutely pitch perfect. And it's just lovely. It's just as mad as the original, just as mad. And it almost felt like it's one of those books that felt like going home. You know, when you go back to read a book that you've loved when you were younger and you get that lovely feeling of going home into a book. This Alice with a Y definitely has that feel of going back to it. Yeah, you need it, Sharon. You definitely need it. It's just amazing. Absolutely lovely. Olivia, why haven't you got to it yet? For goodness sake, you need to read it now, woman. It's brilliant. Okay, Finers of Silverthorn Forest. This one I really liked. There is a bit of an eco theme. There's a bit of magic as well. there's cute beings, because they're not animals, cute beings that live in a forest, and a young boy who's struggling a little bit with his mental health, but who finds these lovely little animals and gets into a crusade to save the forest, which I really enjoyed. Cafe Chaos is one for those bake-off lovers. It's about a Hope. It lives in a cafe. Her parents have got a cafe, and the cafe's not making money at the moment. So she has to try and come up with some ideas to help them make money. And poor Hope is a little bit overlooked, really, because there are lots of other things going on in her mum and dad's life, and she doesn't really get an awful lot of one-on-one time with her parents. So by the end of the book, luckily, her relationship with her mum is a lot better. It's really funny, really funny. You will develop a yearning for caroons by the end of it. I'm not going to tell you what caroons are. You'd have to read the book, but they sound absolutely delicious. So yeah, lovely one, that one. This one is quite a short read. Misadventures of Moon and Mahmood is probably for your beginner readers, your just confident readers. It's not that long a story at all. It is hysterical. It is very funny. There's lots of gross out humour, a few jump scares, but nothing too frightening, and a supposed killer that kills with cheese and onion crisps. Of course, why not? Yeah, good fun, that one. Adventures of Rap Kid. Now, this is by MC Grammer, and I don't know if any of you have seen any of MC Grammer's stuff online. He does like he raps classic picture books. He's got a huge following on TikTok, and he's good fun. He's good fun. This is a really good book for the age group it's written for. I'm too old for this book, guys. I'm too old for it because it's written very much in the style of a rap star. And I know that lots of kids, lots of primary kids are just going to eat it up. But in my nearly 60-year-old self, I was quite happy when I finished it. Oh, right. Because it's just that sort of rap language, and I didn't really get on with it that well. Having said that, I could see exactly why this is going to be a huge hit with primary kids. They're just going to love it because it's very funny as well. And it's, yeah, I think they'll love it. So no problem with me not particularly getting on with it. Just, yeah, just me being old. So here we go. Let's come on to, well, talk about defying description. Don't read the footnotes, please. Is utterly bonkers. Utterly bonkers. It's a series of stories, but lots of it is told through the footnotes. It's like it's with the writer. The writer is breaking the third wall all the time, and he's talking to you directly in the footnotes, and it's utterly mad, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it because it was just so bonkers. Made me laugh a heck of a lot, and I think, yeah, year 5 and 6 would absolutely love it. Absolutely love this one. Ravenseye Runaways, classic magic adventure, is really good fun. I really enjoyed it. And of course, it's all about writing and reading. And it's set in a magical world where you're not allowed to read. Only the upper classes are allowed to read. So our main protagonist is she is a scribe, so she's supposed to be writing and binding these books, but she's not allowed to read them because no one from her class is allowed to. Of course, that isn't what ends up happening, and she does end up having lots of adventures along the way. I kind of get the idea this is a first book. I'm hoping there's going to be a second book because it certainly left me with some questions at the end of it. Do I need to say anything about Lauren Child? No, not really. Clarice Bean's Smile is actually a novel in the Clarice Bean series. Very funny, good sense of the ridiculous, everything you expect in a Lauren Child book. Not so many graphic novels this time, and they're all younger ones, funnily enough. Amelia Cheeseheart Investigates. This is so cute. It's so cute. It's about a little mouse who lives in a museum. And they go adventuring every night to the different rooms in the museum. And there's a mummy that's a cat in it. And she has to get into one of the model planes. And oh, it's great fun. Absolutely great fun. Very bright pages. Would draw any youngster in, I think. Supernova. This one I thought was brilliant. It's very funny, but it's about how can I describe? Right, Nova is a scientist, and what she's trying to do is invent something to help the world get rid of the plastic islands that are in the sea. Now, I am very ignorant, guys, and I didn't know anything about these plastic islands in the sea, so it did send me off on a bit of a hunt to find out about it. And I was very, very shocked. And it taught me a lot because I had to go off and find out things about it. But Nova invents a monster that can eat plastic and so will hopefully help get rid of plastic waste. Only problem is, yes, it will get rid of plastic waste, but it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, to the stage where near the end we actually have a few scenes where they are very reminiscent of Godzilla, of the Godzilla film, which was very funny. I thought that was really amusing.
Not to necessarily think that every participant gets a.
Let me just mute that one. I thought that was Rose. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, good fun. Good fun. Enjoyed that one. Again, off the wall, the Thylacine and the Time Machine. Now, I think you're all going to be really clever. And when I say Thylacine, you're going to know what it is. Yeah? Is anybody nodding at me? Good. I'm glad somebody else is shaking their head because I had no flipping idea. Right. What a thylacine is it's another name for the Tasmanian tigers that actually went extinct a long time ago. So this is an Australian graphic novel. And it's all about these Tasmanian tigers. I found it fascinating because Tasmanian tigers weren't anything like tigers, actually. They were a very different sort of animal. Lots of fun and fascinating facts and the tale of why they went extinction. But this is all about Violet, who wants to bring them back and is doing lots of mad scientist stuff to try and bring back these thylacines. Really interesting, actually. Now that I know what one is. There we go. Yeah. What can I say, guys? It's about poo, you know, which means that most young kids are going to absolutely love it. It's by Jim Smith, the Barry Loser author. It's one of a series of new graphic novels that he's doing for younger people. Well, you see, Deborah's daughter lives in Australia with a Tasmanian partner, so that'll be why you knew then, Deborah, because I had no idea. There we are. So yes, it's all about poo and smelly things, and there's 4 different stories, each sillier than the last. The one that I thought was most amusing was when they're, for some reason, in their locality, they're all running out of toilet roll. Shades of COVID. There's no toilet roll. The only toilet roll in the shops is called, this is the idea of the humour, this toilet roll is called "I'm going to do a big poo." And nobody wants to buy it because it says "I want to do a big poo." So our main character sets up kind of a delivery service where he can take these toilet rolls to people in their houses, and he does it while dressed as a giant sausage. Well, you can guess what he looks like. He doesn't look like a sausage at all. There you go. It will be extremely popular, I'm sure. Young adult, I've read some really different ones this time. This is Tanya Landman's version of Please Don't Apologise for Being Late. Anyone, come in, go, whatever you want. We were very relaxed here, but it is being recorded, so you can catch up on the recording for anything you missed. This is Tanya Landman's retelling of Dracula for Barrington Stoke, and I thought it's really, really well done. These retellings that Barrington Stoke are doing now, I think are just brilliant. Next level. This was a good quick read, very, very true to the original, gave me plenty of shivery moments. Excellent, absolutely excellent. Now, I loved this. I loved this. Better Nightmare. It's about mental health. It's about friendship. It's about diversity, and it's also very magical. In this society, some kids are found to have something called the Grim. And at first, we don't know what the Grim is, but we come to realize as we go through the book that the Grim is actually magical powers. But as soon as they manifest in the kids, they are sent to a facility. And while they're in this facility, they are medicated to within an inch of their lives. So they don't even know what they're doing, to be fair. And by accident, or she thinks it's by accident, Emily loses her tablets one day, so she can't take them. And then she decides to keep not taking them. And she gets these very vivid dreams where it feels like she's traveling. And in fact, she does travel. As I say, really, really enjoyed it. Very fast paced. And again, I'm hoping it's a first one because I'd really like to read what happens next in this one because it finishes on a bit of a cliffhanger again. Yeah, I agree, Olivia. Olivia's saying that those Barrington Stoke retellings have been great for English as a second language learners. Yeah, perfect for that. Yeah, this one I read because I am going to be, there's a few that I'm reading at the moment because I've got a couple of interviews to do at the SLA conference in a few weeks. And so this one I read because I'm going to be interviewing Luke Palmer. Now, I loved it because it's about a musician and a rock musician. And of course, I'm a rocker myself. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. But it's not a happy book, guys. It's a very emotive book. It's about grief and loss. And yeah, it's not an easy read. I wouldn't say it's an easy read. It's a very emotive read. It has got, however, a accompanying playlist, which I found quite interesting. And I've been listening to that at the same time as reading it. Really, really good. Really good book. And then that's kind of gone from the sublime to the ridiculous. Because now when we come to Loverboy, Loverboy is just good fun. It's just plain good fun. It's a romance, and it's all about a young lad who is having real problems with his love life, bless him, and he's picking all the wrong people to get crushes on, and he's really not doing very well. But it's a really good one. It's got a lot to say about friendship and about boys supporting each other. It's just a good fun read, that one. Not anything too deep in it. This one, however, people, I didn't enjoy this. I really didn't enjoy this. This is a horror, and it is about it's about, and this sounds ridiculous, but it's not when you're reading it, a boy who finds that when he gets angry or something, he starts to lose time and he doesn't know what's happened in that time. Well, as we go through the book, we realise that when he loses control of his emotions, he turns into the most enormous 8-legged spider that I could ever not wish to see. In fact, think size of a horse spider that he turns into. And yes, I know you've got to suspend disbelief. You have it with most horror books. It's flipping terrifying. It frightened the life out of me. But for any horror reader, I'm sure they'll absolutely love it. It was so scary, and it made me itch. Made me itch. Oh, Beth, you just started Loverboy. Yeah, yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's a good fun read. It is a good fun read. Yeah, yeah, pretty much like Aragog, Tanya. Speaking of Aragog, no, I'll tell you that later. Yes, yes, very much like Aragog. Yeah, Heather, it was nightmare fuel for me, believe me. But I had to finish it because I had to see how it ended because I couldn't leave this massive spider rampaging around my mind without knowing what happened. Oh, yes, well. So, top YA read that I've read since Christmas, yeah, Traumaland. And I knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be. I'd been putting it off because I knew I was going to love it and I didn't want to read it until it was nearly out so that I could talk to you all about it. I love Josh Chilvers' books anyway, really do. And I think this one's even better than Happy Head. I really do. I think it's fascinating. It's about a young lad who's been in a near fatal car crash, or we think he has. Beth, have you read it yet? Have you read Traumaland, Beth? Are you nodding or shaking your head? You have. Right, that's okay. That's because I don't want to give too many spoilers away when I know somebody's got it at the moment. But yeah, it's set around. You find that there's this underground club where people go and they go into a room and they have an immersive experience, and it's always a very scary immersive experience, and something very traumatic's happening, which is really, well, I can't think why I'd want to do it, but anyway, but it's you come to find out that these experiences are somebody else's real life experience. Yeah, very much Donnie Darko vibes, Tanya. Yeah, very much. It is, oh, it's just brilliant. You're all going to love it. You all need to read it because you're all going to love it. I thought it was just fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. And it's got a real surprise ending. There you go. Didn't give anything away. Real surprise ending. So you wait till you get to the end of it. Well, this is Bill Hussey. Now, okay, it's not strictly YA, and I definitely wouldn't say the Jericho series are YA. They are beginner adult more rather than young adult, and there is a real difference, I think, between young adult and beginner adult. Having said that, this series just goes from strength to strength, and I absolutely love them. Yeah, you see, Olivia's saying it's superb. It is superb. It is superb. I love this series. And again, I'd been putting off reading it because I wanted to wait till it nearly came out, and I read it at one greedy gulp. Absolutely loved it. I didn't actually think it was as scary as previous books in this series, as it happens, but still absolutely brilliant. I've got to say, Waxworks in the Dark, yeah, that's not fun. That wasn't a fun thought, but his books just go from strength to strength for me. Yes, again, for those of us that like food and dining out and food related books, this was lovely. I really enjoyed this. It's not really a love story. It's kind of a bit of a love story, but it's more about finding yourself and discovering who you are in life. And yes, it is a love story as well, because at the end, yeah, there is a love story involved with it, but that's not the main theme. For me, the main theme is very much about finding who you really are. It's a coming of age story, without a doubt. It's a definite coming of age story. I did enjoy it. Okay. At the moment on TikTok, those of you that are on TikTok, there seems to be a real popularity for sport-based romances that are a little bit spicy, which is so not my thing. So not my thing, because anything to do with sport really isn't mine. But this one, when I was sent this is based in F1, Formula One. My husband is mad keen on F1, so's my son and his wife. So I thought, well, okay, at least there's that little bit that I'll be interested in. I have to say, I loved it. It was a real delight. There are a couple of sex scenes in it, but it made me think about where I would put this in a school. And I would say, for me, I would probably go for year 10 and above. Yes, I know there's a couple of sex scenes in it, and they don't pull any punches, but I think there is a real need for kids' books for year 10 and above that portray consensual, loving sex. Because having read the one that I mentioned earlier, the one about the rock scene, which is also about the proliferance of porn with young people, I actually think books like this are a really positive thing for people, for young people to be reading about what they should be expecting from their sexual experiences. And this, it made me blush a couple of times. I don't mind saying that. It did make me blush a couple of times. I was like, I don't really need to know that, but there you go. But it is a very positive portrayal of a giving sexual relationship between two young people. And I thought that was really good. I thought that was really good. Glad to see some of you agree. Yeah. In the comments there. So what am I reading next? Well, I am reading next Can't Even Think Straight, and The Song Is About Us. I've got to read those because I want to anyway because they look brilliant. But I'm interviewing both Sarah Barnard and Dean Atta at conference, and then The Cloisters, which I've been waiting to read for ages. I don't know why I haven't started it, but I'm going to start that next. Then I don't think I have shared. Let me just stop sharing for a minute because I've got a video to show you guys. And I need to make sure I've shared my sound for it. No, I hadn't. Didn't think I had. Not too much video sharing, and back into there. Because I didn't know whether everybody would have heard about this. Apparently, coming on the... There we go, move that out of the way. On the 18th of June, there's a new Prime series adapted from We Were Liars. By E. Lockhart, which perhaps if you've got copies in your library, it might be an idea to get them out because they're probably likely to be very popular. So I have got the teaser trailer here, so I'll just put that on for you.
Once upon a time, there was a mythical land where it was always summer.
I made you think it was real. Back when we were so innocent.
We were happy. We wanted for nothing.
How am I supposed to be your ray of light? Your ray of light.
We had a moment. I knew there was a vibe.
I should be your ray of light.
On the count of three.
3, 2, 1. Something terrible happened last summer. And no one will tell me what. When you're left for dead, you want answers.
Don't know about you, but I thought that looked pretty good. I think that's quite likely to get quite popular. So you might want to get your We Were Liars books out, definitely. Yeah, it is a brilliant book. I read it a long time ago, so I'm going to have to dig it out again and read it again, I think, because, yeah, I will need to refresh my memory of that one. Okay, right. That was all of the books I wanted to share. So What's our timing looking like? Oh, not too bad. Right. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about as well is I'm afraid it's a bit of a promo, guys. Sorry, but I have to do it. I've got a Canva course coming up at the when's it coming up? It is coming up in the end of June. Here we go. And it is on my website. You can find all the details on my website, which is up here somewhere. There we go. There we are. It's a 3-hour course. It's you get 2 free books if you sign up to the course. And it's going from Canva from 0 up to the present updates, because I don't know if any of you have seen the latest Canva updates, but oh my God, I was so excited. It will do coding for you now, guys. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And yes, I know I'm being a real geek, but you know what I'm like with my tech. If any of you are interested in the Canva course, because you have come along tonight, if you use the code that I am just about to put into the chat, you will get a £5 reduction. Let me just put that in. Where's it gone? Yep, here we go. Link up 5. There you go. So if you quote that code, you'll get a £5 reduction. I'm really looking forward to it. The next Lit Link Up as well is going to be on the 16th of July. And I know that's not the last week of term, but that's for a very good reason, because I will be doing some giveaways then as well. And if I'm going to be doing giveaways, I want them to get to you before the summer holidays, because I don't know about your schools, but the amount of stuff I used to lose if it was delivered over the summer holidays. So I want to get stuff sent out before then. Does anyone want to tell us what you've been reading at the moment? Because I'd love to hear. Oh, I didn't know that, Olivia. Olivia's saying Netflix is doing an adaptation of Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Von Pohl, which is for older readers. Oh, Lorraine's just read Echo Star is Always Listening. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. I thought it was a really good example of a good short book that got lots of tension into it. I thought that was really interesting. Let me just see if I can make this a bit bigger. That's better. Yeah. Bridget's made a comment which I totally agree with, and she's finding some of the Carnegie books emotionally draining. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. I wonder who your top tip for Carnegie is. Can I dare ask? I'm kind of torn between a few, so I don't know. I think I would possibly go with Glasgow Boys, I think, but I'm not sure, because there were quite a few. I don't know. I mean, I think I'll have to look back in the chat, but I think someone was saying in the chat, you know, that there are an awful lot of emotionally draining books out at the moment, especially with the YA. And I'm finding I'm always having to read a YA, then an MG, then go back to a YA, so that I'm kind of having a palate cleanser in between. Because, you know, they are very emotionally draining, some of these books. And in fact, the session that I'm doing at conference, look, if I cry when I'm talking to Louisa Reed at conference, and any of you are going, you're not to laugh, because if I've got to talk to her about her book, I'm just going to be so devastated, because I loved her last book. Dracula's Brunch Club. That sounds fun, Olivia. I haven't seen that. That does sound fun.
Have you not seen that one?
No, I haven't.
So it's I had it on NetGalley for a review. So it's the idea that it's a graphic novel.
Yeah.
I would probably put it year 6, so kind of top primary into early secondary. But it's the whole idea that in Transylvania many, many moons ago, everyone loved Dracula because he had a brunch club where he served his very famous blood orange donuts, and they were the talk of the land, and they made everyone feel fantastic. But then one day another vampire tries to kind of get in on the act and steal the brunch club from Dracula, and suddenly all of the blood orange kind of jam he had for the donuts is stolen, and he's like, what am I going to do? I want to keep my brunch club. And then one of his friends, which is one of the local villagers, accidentally kind of cuts her finger or something, and he suddenly goes, "What?" as he notices blood for the first time. So apparently it's the story of why the vampires drink blood rather than anything else. It's because they haven't got any blood orange jam.
Great fun. I'll have to look out for that, definitely. Oh, looks like we have to say happy anniversary to Sarah because she's going to be having her 40th wedding anniversary. Oh, goodness me. I hate to put it this way, but you get less than that for murder, don't you? You know, although, yeah, it might be the other way. It might have been your husband and put up with you, but yeah, I doubt it. So congratulations on that one, definitely. I'm actually off to next week because it's Friday. Those of you that are in the audience that know me could probably have a good stab at where I'm going next Friday on my birthday because I'm going to my happy place. I'm going to the Warner Brothers studio. I'm going back into Hogwarts next Friday. And I am so excited because they've got a new exhibit that has only just opened up, which is the Triwizard Tournament, which means there's going to be dragons. So I am very, very excited about it. And I'm not going to spend much money at all, honest.
Have you not seen the Gringotts bit of the bank yet?
Yeah, seen that.
Yeah, you've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah, saw that one, Beth. Yeah, we've been, as you know, about 6 times now. And last time we went, there was Gringotts. But what I haven't actually seen is I haven't seen the greenhouse yet.
Oh, the greenhouse is awesome.
Yeah, I haven't done that bit yet. So that'll be good. But I mean, the Triwizard Tournament's going to be amazing. And you know, if it's your birthday, you get to push the door of the Great Hall open. So... yes, people, I have got a tiara, just in case they don't know it's my birthday. You know, I've got to make sure they know, because you get given a special badge as well. Yeah, I can't help it. It's just me. I just love it. Absolutely love it. Now we've got some difference of opinion on Carnegie. So Rose is saying Little Bang. Caroline's Birdie. We've got a few for Little Bang. I don't know. King of Nothing. You see, now I loved King of Nothing just because I think there's not enough funny books for lads, and I thought it was very good, but it didn't beat Glasgow Boys for me. I absolutely loved Glasgow Boys. Yeah, few others of you. Yeah. That is a good point. Someone's saying about, it's difficult because not all parents want the younger students to read the YA books, and they are quite old, aren't they? The Carnegie ones this year, to be fair. So I can actually see that. But it's quite nice to have a sixth form group, I suppose, doing it. Oh, goodness me, Deborah, you are having a bit of a problem. Your palette cleanser was James by Percival Everett. There we go. Well, I haven't read that. Mondays and Murders, brilliant. I loved it. Just reading that. And The Boy in the Suit, again, is brilliant. Yeah, exactly. One of the, who's that? Althea saying one of her Year 11 boys has asked for a happy book. Just a happy book. Which I can quite see why. Oh, okay. Geekhood. Getting Geekhood. The Andy Robb ones, really funny. Perfect for teenage boys. Talks about things that teenage boys are interested in. You know, we won't even go there. But they are very funny. They're my top recommendation if they want something that's a funny one. Lorraine, you're going there twice this summer. Yeah, all right. Don't rub it in. I'm happy just to be going once, honest. Although I have got the whole week after. As I say, I've got my granddaughter, so it's going to be nanny week, which is going to be wonderful.
So to be fair, it's only twice because once is with the school kids and once is just for pure pleasure for me and my friend.
Oh, well, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's fair enough. And what I'm looking forward to, as I say, my husband and I have been several times. We've been about 6 times now, but we're taking a close friend of ours who has never been before and is mad on the films, and it's just going to be lovely for me to see his reaction to everything because he's never been. So yeah, he'll be just as excited as I am, I think, James. I think he's going to be just as excited as I am, definitely. No, I don't think you're ever too old for a tiara, Heather. I really don't. I have also got a sash. I've got a sash as well because, you know, just in case they don't notice the tiara that says 60 across my head, I'm going to wear a sash as well. And I might have to take it to the SLA conference to wear in the bar on the Friday evening. You know, why not? Why not? Definitely not. Yeah, that's a very good point, Sarah. She's saying that the Shadower's Choice, you know, King of Nothing could win that, which I think it could, actually, because it is quite a happy story, and I think they'll probably enjoy that, and that might go for the Shadower's Choice. Yes, that is Ozzy coming in. Come on, Ozzy. Come on then, come and say hello to people. Come on. Here we are. Good boy. Here we are, look. Here we are. Here's the Aussie cat. What? What? Did I shut you out, darling? There we are. It becomes very difficult to work at times with a cat sitting in front of me, in front of the laptop. Bless him. Sadly, my other lovely boy we lost about a month ago, so it's made Ozzy even more clingy. And yes, of course, he is named after Ozzy Osbourne, and he's just as mad, just as flipping mad. This cat is lunatic. All you can see is his tail. Get your tail out of the way. Thanks for coming, everybody. But remains me to say, have a great weekend, everyone. Take care, and I will see you on the other side. Bye, everyone.
Turn the pages, let the darkness bleed.